What's kind of stood out to you about just how Dejounte leads and what he kind of prioritizes and the way he kind of communicates with the guys?
He's a big-time relationship guy. So he's going up to guys, he's talking through plays, he's asking them where they want the ball, he's holding each other accountable defensively, but he's putting in the work. So when you put in that type of work, you're building up equity with all your teammates.
And just getting a chance to see him on the court with the guys, how do you think he's trying to change the dynamics on both ends?
He adds another elite basketball player, basketball mind. He wants to come in and help us be the best that we can be on both ends of the floor, really. And we're really appreciating his leadership. And like I said, all of these guys are leaders in their own way. And he adds to that dimension.
What do you think about Dejounte and CJ and how their games can mesh in the backcourt for you?
Yeah, well, I think the beauty of it is both of those guys throughout the course of their careers have played off other point guards or scoring guards. Dejounte did it early in San Antonio. He also did it in Atlanta. CJ early in his days, or almost his whole career with Damian Lillard. So those guys they're interchangeable. They can adjust on the fly, and I think it makes us, a problem for other teams.
And I'm not going to ask you what will you do, but is CJ and Dejounte at least a possibility you considered for a lineup you start with or anything like that?
Yeah, everything's on the table right now, and so we had a good first day of practice. Coming in today, another spirited practice this morning. We'll come back tonight. Play more, and then get some more film work on the things that we like and some areas that we need to improve.
Willie, how much have you paid attention to how much better of a shot maker Herb Jones has become?
I think we're all paying attention to it. The work that he's done over the last few seasons to have an understanding of how teams are guarding him. He can knock down a shot. He's a threat, but he's also a threat because he's a high IQ basketball player. He can go in transition. He knows that if they're not guarding him, he can pitch the ball to Brandon. He can pitch it to Z, go set a screen, become almost like a five-man and play from there. So Herb is getting better and better. And then I didn't even mention, he's first team all defense. Really? So his instincts are incredible.
Yeah. Is it always easy to say that a guy can go from being so good on defense to being almost equally as good on offense in such a short period of time in the NBA? Or is his situation unusual?
Well, I think when you work as hard as he does, sky's really the limit. And he's the first one at practice pretty much every day. He's one of the last guys to leave. So it's not a coincidence that Herb is having the success that he's having thus far. And even when you look at him in college, he was one of their primetime players, so he is accustomed to having the ball in his hands, making plays, and he's doing a bit more of that.
Hawk mentioned that one of his goals is he wants to be more efficient shooter, scorer this year. When he was asked how do you do that, he said just make more shots. But is there more to it than that in terms of finding his spots and shot selection and just the adjustment of a rookie going into his second year?
Yeah, I thought Hawk had a really solid rookie season, and he's coming in looking to build on that. He's right. We want him to come in the game, be super aggressive, but also understanding the shots that are his shots and the shots that he can pass up and get to a teammate, because that's just going to make him even more of a threat. But teams are guarding him. When he steps on the floor, they're guarding him. They know what he's capable of doing, and now it's continuing to add.
Where do you want to see Trey get better?
Well, I think Trey's getting better. All of these guys are getting better and better as they progress. For Trey, it's staying elite at the things that he does well. He shoots the cover of the ball. He's one of the he's in the top in the NBA in rim finishing at the basket. So just continuing on those areas, rebounding is an area of improvement, and becoming even a better defender.
Is there any concern about the whole contract situation becoming a distraction in the season for him, you think?
To this point, it hasn't been a concern. He hasn't been concerned. It hasn't been a distraction, and hopefully, we can continue to talk, and Griff and those guys, our management team can get something done.
Eve is a relative newcomer to the game. What do you just want to see from him in year one in the NBA?
Just continue to work hard and compete. For Eves is coming in, competing, block every shot that you can. I don't care where you are on the floor. If you can go get it, go get it. Rebound the ball, screen, dive, finish. Things that we've talked to him about, and thus far he's doing it, and he's pretty impressive.
But you guys dunk last night that we saw.
Yeah,
Was his head above the backboard?
it was up there. It was up there. It was an impressive play.
And you guys have always prioritized being disruptive, forcing turnovers on defense. How much do you think that can go up to another level with Dejounte and Tice, that being added to the lineup?
I think it's going to continue to get better. With those guys on the floor, Dejounte being another all-defensive player, Herb, adding Tice, we can be pretty disruptive. And when we are, those lead to transition opportunities. They lead to catch and shoot threes, rim finishing, getting to the free throw line. So it opens up the floor for us offensively.
And how big is that knowing how good Zion, Herb, Trey, all those guys are in transition?
It's a luxury. It's a luxury to have the talent that we have on this team to come into camp and be healthy and have these guys competing the way they are.
Willie, how did you guys identify Nashville and then this facility in particular as a place you wanted to come? And what are you getting out of this week in starting training camp away from home?
Well, we have a few Belmont alumni, so Adam Barnes and TJ Saint. We came to Nashville during Hurricane Ida, and they opened up their doors for us. They were so generous, Belmont and Vanderbilt, and it was a place that we felt we can come back and have camp at.